Have you ever noticed how when we travel or move to a new city, we constantly seek out the authentic local experience, yet we almost always end up searching for a place that feels familiar? It is this strange human paradox of wanting to explore the world, but only if we can find a decent flat white and a reliable internet connection at the end of the day.
That is a fascinating contradiction, and it actually perfectly describes a very specific corner of the world. If you look at Ho Chi Minh City, there is a neighborhood that embodies this exact tension. It is called Thao Dien. Geographically, it is a peninsula, literally wrapped on three sides by the sweeping curves of the Saigon River. But culturally and socially, it operates as a completely different kind of peninsula, an island of globalized, modern living tucked inside one of the most chaotic and energetic cities in Southeast Asia.
I have heard it described as a bubble, a sanctuary, and even a gilded cage. When you cross the bridge from the bustling heart of District 1 into Thao Dien, the shift is almost jarring. The noise level drops, the air feels slightly cooler because of the river, and suddenly you are surrounded by leafy green canopies, villas, and chic storefronts. What is actually going on beneath the surface of this neighborhood? How did a swampy, flood-prone bend in the river transform into one of the most sought-after real estate hubs in Vietnam?
To understand Thao Dien, you have to look at its evolution. Decades ago, this area was mostly farmland and marsh. It was quiet, isolated, and relatively undeveloped. But that isolation is exactly what attracted the first wave of developers and expatriates. They saw a canvas. Because it was cut off from the main grid of Saigon's relentless traffic, it offered peace. Over time, international schools set up campuses there, and where schools go, families follow. That created a demand for high-end supermarkets, Western-style clinics, and international dining. Today, it is a self-sustaining ecosystem. You can live, work, educate your children, and socialize in Thao Dien without ever actually needing to leave the neighborhood.
That convenience is undeniable, but does it come at a cost? If you can live in a city for years and never have to navigate the local language, or step outside this curated environment, are you really experiencing Vietnam? Or are you just living in a generic, globalized, middle-class paradise that could just as easily be in Bangkok, Bali, or Miami?
That is the critique you hear most often. Critics call it an enclave that insulates its residents from the realities of the city around them. But I think that view is a bit outdated and perhaps too simplistic. If you walk down Xuan Thuy Street on a Saturday afternoon, you will see that Thao Dien is no longer just a gated community for wealthy expats. It has become a massive cultural laboratory. You see young Vietnamese entrepreneurs, artists, and tech workers collaborating with people from all over the globe. The cafe culture there is not just copy-pasted from the West, it is a fusion. You have local roasters experimenting with Vietnamese Robusta beans using high-tech siphon brewing methods. It is a space where Eastern hospitality and Western lifestyle concepts are constantly colliding and creating something entirely new.
That fusion is really apparent in the food scene. It is not just about finding comfort food from home anymore. It is about the quality and the diversity. You can have authentic wood-fired Neapolitan pizza for lunch, craft beer brewed right in Saigon for happy hour, and then a bowl of high-end ramen for dinner, all within a 5-minute walk. But this brings up another interesting point, the physical design of the neighborhood. Saigon is famous, or perhaps infamous, for its motorbike culture, where sidewalks are often used as extra lanes or parking lots. Yet, Thao Dien is one of the few places where you actually see people walking.
Walkability is a massive luxury in rapidly developing Southeast Asian cities. In Thao Dien, the narrower streets and the slower pace of traffic make pedestrian life possible. People walk their dogs, push strollers, and jog along the river. It creates a sense of public life and community that is hard to find in more car-centric or motorbike-dominated districts. There's a psychological benefit to that. When you can walk to your local bakery or meet a friend at a street corner cafe, you feel connected to the geography of the place. It stops being just a grid of roads and starts feeling like a village.
A very expensive village, though. The rapid development has brought immense wealth to the area, but it also highlights the stark economic contrasts. Just a few blocks away from multi-million-dollar luxury villas and high-rise apartments, you still see traditional local alleyways, street food vendors, and older housing. How do the long-term local residents navigate this massive influx of foreign capital and shifting demographics?
Gentrification is clear in Thao Dien. Rising land values have made some owners wealthy, turning properties into cafes and rentals for expats. Meanwhile, living costs push out non-owners. The mix of modern and traditional creates a vibrant yet unequal scene. These worlds interact and depend on each other. The expat economy supports local businesses, while local culture preserves the neighborhood's soul.
And that dynamic is about to face its biggest test yet with the infrastructure changes. The new metro line runs right along the edge of Thao Dien. Once that is fully operational, it will connect this quiet peninsula directly to the heart of the city in a matter of minutes. How do you think that connectivity will change the character of the neighborhood? Will it break the bubble?
The metro will change Thao Dien by improving access and attracting many visitors. Developers are building high-rises near stations, turning it from a quiet, exclusive area into a busy, transit-focused district. The main challenge is preserving its relaxed, green, village-like charm.
It sounds like Thao Dien is at a crossroads. It is transitioning from a quiet retreat for foreigners into a modern, dense, cosmopolitan centre for everyone. Perhaps the lesson here is that neighbourhoods are never static. They are living organisms that adapt to the economic and social needs of the times.
Exactly. And maybe the idea of the bubble was always an illusion. No matter how many international supermarkets or European-style bakeries you build, you cannot escape the energy of Saigon. The tropical heat, the sudden monsoon downpours, the warmth of the people. It always seeps through the cracks. Thao Dien is not a piece of Europe imported to Vietnam. It is Vietnam adapting, absorbing, and redefining what a modern international community looks like.
This shows globalization doesn't have to erase local identity. We can create spaces that blend international lifestyles with local roots. Watching Thao Dien's transformation offers lessons for other neighborhoods. Its mix of cultures and ongoing development reflects Saigon's diverse, connected, and evolving future.